During this presentation, we'll deal with direct and indirect proportion. This is important to you, the soldier, as it will help you to determine the rates of work and the length of projects. For example, if you have more people, it should take less time to do the task. We'll talk about that more during this presentation. A proportion is a part of a fraction of something. The two terms that are used to refer to proportion are direct and indirect. Direct proportion is when an increase in one quantity leads to an increase in the other in the same ratio. If you are not sure about ratio, go to the ratio clip and view it before continuing. Remember that direct proportion can also mean a decrease in one quantity that leads to a decrease in the other in the same ratio. Indirect proportion is when an increase in one quantity leads to a decrease in another. So let's look in for an example. First, we'll have a look at direct proportion. Direct proportion is when an increase in one quantity leads to an increase in the other in the same ratio. If one barrel of beer, the one on the screen, costs €45, what would we pay for 3 barrels? You'd multiply the cost of 1 barrel by 3, which means that an increase in the number of barrels also increases the cost. So our 3 barrels would cost 3 times 45 equals €135. You decide to cook a romantic meal for you and your partner, and the recipe you're using is for 4 people. You need to cut down on the quantities that you're using. For 4 people, you need the following ingredients: 4 salmon fillets, 6 spring onions, 50 grams of butter, 50 milliliters of milk, 1½ tablespoons of powdered ginger, and 1 tablespoon of corn flour. But how much would you need for 2 people? We would half all of the ingredients, as there are half the amount of people that will be eating. So therefore, you'll have 2 salmon fillets, 3 spring onions, 25 grams of butter, 250 milliliters of milk, 0.75 tablespoons of powdered ginger, and 0.50 tablespoons of corn flour. This shows that as we decrease the number of people, we decrease the amount of ingredients. This is direct proportion. Now that we understand direct proportion, let's have a look at indirect proportion. You have to erect 3 marquees for the junior NCO pass-off, and were allocated 8 men to carry out the task. You estimated that it would take 8 men 3 hours to put up the 3 marquees. But on the day you ended up with only 6 men. How long will it take those 6 men to put up the 3 marquees? Well, if it takes 8 men 3 hours to put up the 3 marquees, then we'll have to work out how long it will take 1 man. To do this, we must multiply 3 hours by 8, because it will take 1 man 8 times longer to do the job. Therefore, 8 times 3 equals 24. In this case, the 24 means 24 hours. Therefore, it will take 1 man 24 hours to put up all 3 marquees. To find out how long it would take 6 men, we'd divide the 24 hours by the 6 men. So with this sum, 24 divided by 6 equals 4. The 24 being hours, the 6 being the men, and it will equal 4 hours. This is an example of indirect proportion, as when one number decreases, the other increases. Let's try another one to check our understanding. You need to repair a vehicle, and you know that it will take 5 men 12 hours to complete the task. An extra man is available to you on the day, so how long will it take 6 men to repair the vehicle? Remember, first we need to work out how long it will take 1 man to do the repair, so we multiply 12 by 5 men. So looking in on the board and you'll see the sum. 12 times 5 equals 60. So if 1 man can do the job in 60 hours, we divide 60 hours by 6 men, as you have 6 men available. Therefore, 60 hours divided by 6 men equals 10 hours. Therefore, it will take 6 men 10 hours to repair the vehicle. During this presentation, we have dealt with direct and indirect proportion. This is an important skill and it will come up on your FCA. Remember, you need to practice in your workbook before attempting the test, as this will help to confirm your understanding. You can visit this slide at any time.